Good morning, my dear students. Welcome back to Social Science online teaching classes from Vishwamanava Residential High School. I am Mahboobi, your social science teacher. My dear students, in today's video, we're going to discuss 3 marks and 4 marks questions briefly in the lesson Advent of Europeans to India. In the last video, we have learned the 1 marks and 2 marks questions in the lesson Advent of Europeans to India. Now, let us continue the 3 marks and 4 marks questions in the lesson Advent of Europeans to India. Okay, let's start. First question, how did trade take place between India and Europe during Middle Ages? Answer, there were trade and commerce relationship between India and Europe since ancient time. Since ancient times we can see the trade and commerce relationship between India and Europe. In that time there was a great demand for Indian spices like pepper, cardamom, ginger and many other spices in Europe. Then the trade relationship continued between India, Europe and other ancient countries even during Middle Ages. These are the trade take place between India and Europe during the Middle Ages. Then second question, discuss the reasons for that resulted in the discovery of new sea route to India. What are the reasons and the result in the discovery of new sea route to India? Answer, the trade and commerce between Asia and Europe was taken place through the city of Constantinople. Then second point, in 1453, the Ottoman Turks captured the city of Constantinople. These are the reasons and result. As a result, all the trade routes connecting the city of Constantinople came under the control of Turks. Then the Turks started levying too many taxes on the goods passing through sea routes. Then the invention of compass, astrolabes and gunpowder. These are the reasons and results in the discovery of a new sea route to India. Then third question, explain the effects of the fall of Constantinople. Very important. What are the effects of the fall of Constantinople? Answer, in the year 1453, the Ottoman Turks captured the city of Constantinople. Second point, as a result, all the trade routes connecting the city of Constantinople came under the control of Turks. Then third point, the Turks started levying too many taxes on the goods passing through these routes. These are the effects of fall of Constantinople. Then fourth question, explain the achievements of Francisco de Almeida. What are the achievements of Francisco de Almeida? Answer, after Vasco da Gama, Francisco de Almeida arrived in India as the Viceroy of Portuguese. Then Francisco de Almeida implemented blue water policy. Very, very important. Who implemented blue water policy? Francisco de Almeida. Francisco de Almeida implemented blue water policy in order to establish the supremacy over the sea instead of supremacy over lands. These are the achievements of Francisco de Almeida. Then the next question, fifth question, explain the achievements of Alfonso de Albuquerque. What are the achievements of Alfonso de Albuquerque? Answer, Alfonso de Albuquerque who came after Almeida, is considered as the real founder of Portuguese Empire in India. Then, second point, he waged a battle against the Sultan of Bijapur in 1510 and win Goa. These are the achievements of Francisco de Almeida. Then, sixth question, where did the Dutch East India Company establish their warehouses? Where did Dutch East India Company establish their warehouses? Answer, the Dutch East India Company established warehouses in Surat, Bhuj, Bombay, Cochin, Nagapattinam, Machilipatnam and Sinsar and many other places in India. Then next question, very important in our examination point of view, keep it in mind. Explain the reasons for First Carnatic War. What are the reasons for the First Carnatic War? Answer, on the request of Dupleix, La Bourdonnais, a French military leader from Mauritius, invaded Madras and captured it. Then after, this forced the helpless British to request the help of Anwaruddin, the Nawab of Carnatic, for the support. Then the army sent by Anwaruddin failed to defeat the French at the Madras. Finally, the La Bourdonnais took money from the British and returned Madras and went back to Mauritius. These are the reasons of First Carnatic War. Then explain the reasons for Second Carnatic War. What are the reasons for Second Carnatic War? Answer, Robert Clive of East India Company attacked Arcot. In the time, Robert Clive of East India Company, he became the British leader. Robert Clive of East India Company attacked Arcot, the capital city of the Carnatic, and defeated Chanda Sahib. Chanda Sahib was imprisoned and later killed in this war. In the place of Chanda Sahib, the British, the English, named Muhammad Ali, the son of Anwaruddin, as the Nawab of Carnatic. These are the reasons of Second Carnatic War. Then last question, explain the reasons for Third Carnatic War. What are the reasons of the Third Carnatic War? Answer, Comte de Lally of French attempt to Vandivash. In this battle, Sir Icote of the British army defeated the French and imprisoned Bussy. Lally escaped and hid in Pondicherry. Finally, Sir Icote attacked Pondicherry and Comte de Lally had to surrender unconditionally. These are the reasons for the Third Carnatic War. My dear students, these are the 3 marks questions or 2 marks questions in the lesson Advent of Europeans to India. Dear students, let's move on history part of the second lesson, that is extension of the British rule. The extension of the British rule. In this lesson, we have already discussed the previous classes, Anglo-Maratha Wars, First Anglo-Maratha War, Second Anglo-Maratha War and Third Anglo-Maratha War. Then the consolidation of the British power. Then no succession rights for the adopted children, subsidiary alliance and Anglo-Sikh War. These points we have already discussed in the previous videos. Now in today's video, we are going to discuss the 1 marks questions, 2 marks questions and the 3 marks questions in the lesson extension of the British rule. Okay, my dear students, let's start. Answer the following questions. Question number 1. By 1765, the British gained complete political control over the most eastern part of India and could not gain political control over the western and southern part of India. Why? Answer. The Marathas and the Mysore states were dominated. Then, second question. Which were the two policies that helped the British to expand their empire? Which were the two policies that helped the British to expand their empire? Answer. Subsidiary alliance and doctrine of lapse policy. Then, third question. The Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II gave Kora and Allahabad to Marathas. Why? Answer. The Maratha installed Shah Alam II back on the throne of Mughal Empire in Delhi. Then, fourth question. What was the reasons for the Raghuba approached the British for support? Answer. Raghuba did not get expected support from Maratha's family. So that reason Raghuba approached the British for the support. Then fifth question. How do you say that when Lord Wellesley arrived to India was favorable situation for the expansion of the British Empire? Or the expansion of the British rule was easier during the Lord Wellesley period? Why? Answer. By this time, the powerful state of Marathas and Mysore had become weak. Then, sixth question. What do you mean by subsidiary alliance? Answer. Subsidiary alliance means it is a military protection agreement between East India Company and Indian state that is called as subsidiary alliance. Then, seventh question. The maintenance of the British army became easy due to subsidiary alliance. How? Answer. The Indian king had to keep the British army in his kingdom and also maintain the expenses of the army. Then, eighth question. What was the reason for the Second Anglo-Maratha War? Very important. Answer. The difference among the Maratha chieftains. That is the reasons for the Second Anglo-Maratha War. Then, ninth question. What is the historical importance of peasant treaty? Answer. The Peshwa Bajirao II entered the subsidiary alliance system by accepting the Treaty of Basin. Then next question, 10th question. What was the reason for the Marathas family formed an alliance? Answer. The Maratha family formed an alliance opposing the acceptance of subsidiary alliance by Balaji Rao II. Then 11th question, very important. Lord Wellesley's subsidiary alliance was successful. He was being criticized. Why? Or Lord Wellesley resigned from his post and returned to England. Why? Or during Lord Wellesley period, financial burden on the company increased. Why? Very important question. Answer. Lord Wellesley battle threats increased the financial burden on the company. Then 12th question. What was the reasons for Chattar Singh Atariwala and Mulraj protest against the British? What was the reasons for? Reason for Chattar Singh Atariwala and Mulraj protested against the British. In the year 1848, the British tried to impose direct administration on Punjab. Then 13th question. Who merged the state of Punjab with the British Empire after 1848? Answer, Lord Dalhousie. Then 14th question. Define the doctrine of lapse policy. Answer, if any Indian ruler died without children, the adopted children had no legal rights over the throne. That is called as doctrine of lapse policy. Then 15th question. Which were the states merged with the British Empire according to the doctrine of lapse policy? Answer, the princely states like Satara, Nagpur, Sambalpur, Udaipur, Jhansi and Jaipur. These are the states merged with the British Empire according to the doctrine of lapse policy. Then these are the 1 marks questions. Now let's move on. 2 marks or 3 marks questions. Very important. Answer the following questions in 4 or 5 sentences each. Very important. First question. What were the reasons for First Anglo-Maratha War? Or what were the factors lead to the First Anglo-Maratha War? Answer, the Mughal ruler gave Kora and Allahabad to the Marathas. Then second point, in fighting among the Marathas for the Peshwa post. Then third point, Raghuba approached the British for help. These are the reasons for First Anglo-Maratha War. Then second question, the expansion of the British Empire took place in a large piece after arrival of Lord Wellesley. How? Or what were the policies followed by Lord Wellesley to expand the British Empire in India? Answer, one is subsidiary alliance, second one is war on new states, third one is direct control over the subordinate states. Understand? Then third question, very important in our examination point of view. What were the conditions under subsidiary alliance? Or how did the subsidiary alliance help the British to expand their empire? Or how did subsidiary alliance control Indian provinces? Very important question. Keep it in mind in our examination point of view. This question sometimes asks for 2 marks or 3 marks. So very important. Answer, the Indian king had to keep the British army in his kingdom. The Indian king had to keep the British army in his kingdom. The concerned state had to bear the expense of the army and wages of soldiers, and also had to give certain revenue lands as well. The king has to have a British resident in his court. The king could not appoint any other European without the permission of the British. In order to enter any agreement or pact with any Indian government, the permission of the Governor General was mandatory or compulsory. Then last point, in return of all these services, the company would offer protection to the state from any internal or external aggression. These are the conditions of subsidiary alliance. Understand? Then fourth question, what were the impacts of subsidiary alliance? Or subsidiary alliance helped the British to expand their empire. How? Or what was the advantages of subsidiary alliance to the British East India Company? Answer, The British could place Indian states under the control of through this policy. Then the second point, the maintenance of the army became easy. Then third point, the Indian states were subjected to economic exploitation. Then the fourth point, the Hyderabad state was the first state to enter in his agreement. And the fourth point, later Mysore, Audh, Tanjavur, Maratha, Pune, Birar, Gwalior and other states enter this agreement. These are the advantages or impacts of a subsidiary alliance. Then, fifth question, explain the Second Anglo-Maratha War, or what are the causes and results of the Second Anglo-Maratha War, or how do you say that the British prevailed in the Second Anglo-Maratha War? Answer, the differences among the Maratha chieftains was the reasons for this war. And second point, an enmity broke out between Marathas leaders. Then third point, in 1802, the army of Holkar defeated the army of Sindha and the Peshwa. Then fourth point, the Peshwa entered the subsidiary alliance system by accepting the Treaty of Basin. Then fourth point, other Maratha families like Holkar, Gwalior form an alliance opposing this treaty. Then last point, Lord Wellesley defeated the arms of various Marathas family from in the year 1803 to 1805. These are the causes and results of Second Anglo-Maratha War. Then sixth question, explain the Third Anglo-Maratha War, or what are the causes and results of the Third Anglo-Maratha War, or the Third Anglo-Maratha War completely eliminated the power of the Marathas. How? Answer, the Marathas family tried their best to protect their independence and honor. That is the first point, the causes and results of the Third Anglo-Maratha War. Then second point, the Peshwa attacked the British residency in Pune and burnt it down. Then third point, Appa Sahib of Nagpur and Malhar Rao Holkar rebelled against the British and were suppressed ruthlessly. Then third point, finally the Peshwa Bajirao II fight against the British at Koreangan and Asti and later surrendered to the British. And the last point, the British abolished the Peshwa post and granted a pension to Bajirao II. These are the causes or reasons or results of Third Anglo-Maratha War. Then the seventh question in this lesson, how did the British merge the Punjab with the British Empire? Or write a short note about the Anglo-Sikh War. Or how did the Anglo-Sikh War help the British to merge the Sikh War with the British Empire? Answer, the British attempt to invade Punjab violating the Continuous Friendship Pact. In the year 1845, December, a war broke out between British and the Punjab. Then after, the defeated Sikh signed a humiliating Lahore Agreement in the year 1846. Then the Sikh opposed the attempts by the British to rule Punjab directly. Then after the finally we can see Lord Dalhousie merged the state of Punjab with the British Empire. These are the Anglo-Sikh War. Short note on Anglo-Sikh War. Then the last question in this lesson, how did the Darton of Lass policy help the British to expand their power. Or Lord Dalhousie was successful in merging of native states of India with the British Empire. Justify. Or what were the results of doctrine of lapse policy? Analyze. Very important. Answer. All of you know that Lord Dalhousie adopted doctrine of lapse policy. According to this doctrine of lapse policy, if any Indian ruler, if any Indian king does without children, the adopted children had no legal rights over the throne, and such states gets merged with the British Empire. Then the princely states like Satara, Nagpur, Sambalpur, Udaipur, Jhansi, Jaipur came under this policy. As the Governor General, now the conditions of these states, he used this policy as a political weapon. These are the results of doctrine of lapse policy. Okay, my dear students, in today's video we have learned 1 marks questions, 2 marks questions and 3 marks questions in the lesson Advent of Europeans to India and the extension of the British rule. Okay, my dear students, thank you.